Hi there, this is Malay and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will introduce the web automation, some of the actions, and in the forthcoming videos, we will continue looking at more web automation actions. Let's first take a look at the scenario that we'll be implementing today in this video. We will first go ahead and open the Edge browser, and then we will go ahead and look for the books in the Google. So we will open the books.google.com. Then we will go ahead and search for some book. For an example, I usually read a lot of self-help books. So I'll be going ahead and searching for the self-help book, and then we will also be working with the web scraping to get the details of all these books, including the pagination. So let's start. So very first thing that you should look for is the launch. Let's go for a launch action. And you see that we have an option to launch the IE, Firefox, Chrome and Edge. I'm going to go ahead and go for launch new Edge. Now what we're going to be doing is we will be opening the URL. So I'm going to go and grab this URL. I will put it on this initial URL property. The Windows state, I want that to be maximized. The browser interaction method is the browser extension. Now that is something which I will speak just in few seconds. Let's first look at the advanced option. Now if you want to clear the cache, if you want to clear the cookies, you can go ahead and turn them on depending on the need, depending on the requirement. We also want to make sure that we wait for the entire page to load. So definitely go ahead and select it. By default, it's anyways turned on, because when you are working with the internet web pages, when you want to interact with the web element, you definitely want to make sure that the page is fully loaded so that the element is available for the interaction. If there is any pop-up that appears, you want to close it, you want to press a button or do nothing. Now, because I know that we are working with Google Books, we are not going to get any pop-up. But in your scenario, if you have such instance, you can choose the appropriate option. Timeout on the web page load. Now, you also want to make sure that the page cannot really take a long time to just load and keep on waiting. You want to definitely decide that how long you want to wait for a timeout. So 60 seconds is just fine, and that is it. Now, let's talk about the browser extension first, because that is the need when you want to work with the browser based automation. So head over to tools and you see browser extensions. We are working with the Edge. That's the reason go for Edge. If you're working with Chrome or Firefox, click on the relevant option. I'll go and click on Microsoft Edge. It will open the Microsoft Power Automate extension that we can add it into the Edge. We need to get the extension will be added to the browser. You see add an extension, go ahead and click on that. It's adding the extension, and now you see that extension is now installed. View extension, we have the extension and I have the other extension as well. So now we're good. If you don't have this extension installed, you cannot work with the web-based automation. All right, coming back. Now let's go and simply first check this if it's working fine. Let's click on run. It's launching the new Edge browser. It is launched and successfully navigated to books.google.co.in. Now let's keep this open and let's go ahead and look for the text box wherein we need to write the search text. In this case, look for web form filling option. In this, we will go and select populate text field on a web page with the specific text. Drag and drop, and now we have started interacting with the UI element. So currently we don't have any UI element. This is the time where we will start detecting the UI element. So click on add UI element. Now UI element picker will start, and it gives you an option that hover over your mouse, make sure that the frame appears around it in the red border. And when you know that the correct element you have got, you need to click Control and the left button mouse click. So let's go and start hovering over. We have some divs, we have some paragraph, we have some link, and this is the text box in which we want to write the text. So we've got a handle on the input text box. You can see it is highlighted in red. So I'm clicking the control in the keyboard and I'm going to click on the left. You can see that we now have successfully captured the UI element. And what do I want to write inside that text box? It's going to be self-help books. That's what we want to write. Click on save. Now, if you hover over on the UI elements, you see that we now have captured the UI element. If you double click on that, you will see that it is actually being identified with the input ID parameter. That is how it is uniquely identify the text box on the page. You can also see in the preview that we are looking at this text box on the bottom right. If you want to have a different selectors, you can still go ahead and use it and provide the value. It all depends on a scenario of a web page and a requirement that you are working with. For this scenario, we are just good. Well, let's go and close this and let's run and see that we are able to successfully add the text to the text box. It launched the browser and let us see if it puts the text. It is putting the text correctly. Well, we are good. Let's close this, or rather let's keep it open because we want to spy the button now. Well, in this case, let's minimize this. Again, let's now go for a press button on a web page because search icon is a button. So drag and drop that. It's going to be the new UI element. So click on add and again look for the button. We have the input submit. On the keyboard, click on control and left mouse button click. And we have the new UI element. Click on advanced. If you want, you can set these options. For now, let's keep it as it is. Click on save. And then we'll have a 2 UI elements. And this is also identified with this unique selector. And you can see that we have a handle on this. So now let's go and close this. Let's hit run and see if it's working fine. It'll open the Edge browser, will set the text in the text box, and it should then click the button. Let's see if that happens. Okay, it has written the text and you can see it has successfully clicked on the button and we are now on the next page. Now let's say you have the web page open and you would like to get certain properties of the web page. Well, in this case, let's go ahead and look for web data extraction. You can see get details of a web page. If you drag and drop details of a web page, you will see the browser instance that we are interacting with. What do you want to get? Do you want to get the web page title, text, source, URL? Let me go ahead and grab the web page title. It will be stored in the web page property. Click on save. Let's close this. Click run again. It's getting the details of the web page and you can see the web page property is the self-help books Google search because that is the title as you can see on the tab. So that is how you can get the title of the web page. Similarly, you can also get any other details that you would like from the web page. All right, let us say that you would like to get the details of a specific element. Now that element may have multiple properties. So for an instance, we already have captured the input text box. You can select the UI element and what property you would like to retrieve of that element. You can also grab that. So in this case, we have the on text. You can have a title, source link, if it exists, href, all the different options are available for an attribute. You can get the values of those attributes and store it. That is also one of the use case. If you would like to take a screenshot of the web page, let us do that. You can capture the screenshot of that web page or a specific element. If it's a specific element, you need to select the specific element that we already have and it will take a screenshot. Let's go for the entire web page. And where would you like to save? Would you like to save it in the clipboard or you would like to save in the file? Let's go ahead and put this inside the file. So let's go ahead and put a path over here. So I'm going to save this file inside the web automation and I will say Google ebooks.png. I'm going to go ahead and change the extension to PNG. Let's click on save. Let's close this for now and let's hit run. is launch the browser. It will set the text. Click on a button and you will observe that it started taking a screenshot. It's moving, it's scrolling and taking a screenshot. You must be wondering why it has scrolled down like 2-3 times. Well, obviously because if you take a screenshot of this page, you would only be getting 2 books. Essentially, we are looking at 10 books. So what it does is it goes ahead and tries to grab the entire screenshot. Let's go and check the flow status. It is ready and we have the PNG file generated. Let's click on it and see the file. And you can see that it was successfully able to take the screenshot of all the books. Of course, you have the repeated screenshot of the Google text box and a value, but again, it does a job what we are looking at. It all depends on the screenshot that you want to capture. It was because we had a long page, it took a screenshot like that. If you really just have a static page, if you just have a Word document or things like that open, it will take a screenshot of that particular state. So that is it for this video. In the upcoming video, let us explore how do we use the extract data from web page for a web page data scraping.